Hey everybody, I'm just gonna make this quick video of something that I did today. I did something today that I normally don't do, and you can read it in my description box. But I'm going to call out these names. This is not a this video per se. I went into the chat room of Snap Turtle. He's he has his own page. He's friends with Hassan Campbell. But anyway, I went in because I've decided to, I'm making peace with a lot of people about a lot of things. So I'm wondering, if, and I went in making peace with anybody. I'm open to anything. I'm open to, and I even said it, that I'm not going to deal with nonsense anymore. I'm, I'm making peace with everybody. As long as I'm respected, I'll be respectful. And there was things that were said in the comments, and I just want to set this record straight with everybody who's followed me when I was in Hassan's camp. The things that you people think you know about me, you don't know about me. And the reason why I'm making peace, because, as adults, we're too old to do certain things. And I'm actually I'm actually very, very happy to let go of it because I've been taken out of character numerous times. And it's not me. And furthermore, as an adult, I'm trying to teach my grandchildren not to, how not to react to everything, because everything doesn't require a reaction. And, you know, I was told the reason why certain people have certain feelings about me is because one minute I was riding with Hassan Cable, then I joined this one to diss him. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of layers to this thing about me dissing him, and it was a whole manipulation story going on about it. But I understand their loyalty. If you have a blind loyalty to someone, I can't change that. But I'm not a blind follower to anyone. There are layers to the reason why I don't follow him anymore. I don't hate him. It is what it is. But like I said, anybody who wants to be a blind follower is welcome to be a blind follower. I'm not a blind follower of anyone. I'm my own woman. I think for myself. So all of those who feel like I'm to be ignored because I'm a troll, that's your opinion. I could care less about what any of you think about me because I don't know any of you. But I did have the pleasure of meeting Derek Williams on the 22nd. You know, I'm going to, I'm going to let you, I want you to know I met Derek Williams and he was honorable. Like I told him, be do whatever you people like. I'm done. I stated my opinions. I am not going to. I am not going to. You know. I'm not going to just go. Just 1 minute. You know. I'm not telling anyone what to do. And like I said, if people don't like me, they don't like me. I met Derek, and Derek, we were cordial to each other. We didn't insult each other. I asked him, I said, do you remember what I told you? Be careful of the things you say about people because you never know when you'll meet them. He lives in West Philly. He works in West Philly. I have relatives in West Philly. I'm in West Philly right now. So you see, you can, but that's no threat. It's no threat on my part. I'm not threatening any part. And Snap Turtle, you said something that I went with Michael Edwards. Yes, and I'm still with Michael Edwards, you know, and I don't see what that has to do with me being not being with Hassan. Like I said, there's so many layers that you people don't know about that situation, but you're all welcome to me. That you know, I see you. I go on because I like the content of these people. I'm just strictly hip hop. I'm just trying to make peace with everybody because I'm growing out of this. I don't go on everybody's channel, but if there is a topic that I like, I listen to them all. I I only subscribe to actually I only subscribe to one channel, and that is Michael Edwards' channel. I only subscribe to one channel. I'm my own thinker. I understand he's a fanatic. They all are fanatics, and I have this thing. People with light colored eyes, I don't bother with them, but that's just the thing. I've had that ever since I was a kid. No, I'm going on here because not only this, because, you know, they come in my chats and they do. We all, they come into my chat, they make these comments to me. And because, oh, I'm at peace. Believe me, Max, I'm at peace when I say those. You know, I'm at peace when I say those things. That's the thing that I used to say when I was a kid. People that have hazel eyes are strange people. There's no reference to him or not. I'm in peace because, I've met some great people, some really great people, and really got to know the people that I met. Really, I mean, personally, the ones that I care about, I've met them personally. And this stuff here doesn't bother me. But I've seen things in my comments. If I don't go in there, they say something. And if I do go in the comments, they say something. They don't know me. Oh, I don't like her voice. Her voice is squeaky. Yeah, I have a high pitched voice. Right now, I have a cold. I have peace. Believe me, I have peace of mind. These are people I'm not friendly with. I don't know, don't care to know them. But I do care that they can take in and want to continue with the nonsense, you know. So you both have, you know, this is from, that this has been going on for such a while now, and all of this stems from one of the reasons stems from my friendship with Michael Edwards, which is he's like a son to me. He's like a son to me, you know. And I think for myself, he doesn't try to control my thinking, and I think that's the part I always have a problem with, and I've had a problem with those type of things ever since I was a kid. I hate for people to think I'm stupid. I hate for people to think I'm fragile because I'm not fragile. I'm far from being fragile. I'm an older woman, but yes, but I'm not soft. I'm not stupid. You know, I don't follow what it is. I'm not easily manipulated. I'm not any of that. No, I'm not any of that. And, my friendship is my friendship. I'm your friend at all. And actually, I don't hate Hassan. I don't hate Hassan at all. I don't like some of the things he says. Some of the things he says are not accurate, but I don't hate him at all. And our disagreement does not stem from the fact of me being friends with Michael Edwards or me saying that what happened to him with Bambaataa never happened, because I've never said that. And yes, it was said that I went on Sinetta's show. Yes, I did go on there. I went on there for one reason and one reason only, because I told the truth. What I said there was the truth. And I take back nothing I've said. But what I am saying is I am not going to address the nonsense anymore, but the back and forth. Now, if you have a problem with something I said, as long as you respect me and can say it respectfully to me, I'm fine with that. My skin is not thin. I am not thin-skinned. Sure, you can speak to me off of it. And anyway, you can, you can inbox me if you go into my Miss Bev chat, you know, go in there and then we'll take it from there. I value everyone's opinion. I just don't like being made, I don't like to for people to think that I'm stupid because I will send it to you. Well, I'll put it in here. I don't know how to do it while I'm online. Actually, I don't know how to put it in there, but maybe you can take it down. All lowercase R Beverly 407 at gmail.com. But anyway, I'm sure I'm going to get a bunch of a bunch of a bunch of crazy things going, crazy people saying stuff, but I just ignore. You don't know how much I've ignored. I've just ignored so much, and I don't like the fact that my child was brought into it. That's the part that got me. I don't like the thing that there was a manipulation going on by someone whom I thought was a friend, that I talked to and I thought was a friend, but I found out, you know, you know, okay, it's R Beverly 407 at gmail.com. It's all lowercase. And as I was saying, there was someone who manipulated the situation and is still trying to, manipulate yeah, you know. And I know that a lot of this is craziness, but I've got so much stuff that I could put out. And Snap Turtle says, well, if you got it like everybody else, which you don't put out. I have so much stuff I could put out, but if I put it out, I would have to hurt other people whom I don't care to hurt, who we've had our say. They are not bothering me. They are not putting anything out. They are not encouraging all of this, So I won't put it out, but everything I say I can prove. But it is what it is. And I like some. I might not agree with everybody, but there's some contents that other people put out, and it is just it's that I like to see it, but sometimes I listen to it, and I know sometimes I can get out of hand with my mouth, and I know I can, but I only react to people when they react to me, and there's only two things in this world that can make me snap and really go off. And that's anybody who talks against my mother or who bothers my children. Now, bothering my children, drawing my children into this mess, nah, I don't go for that. I don't draw anybody's children. I haven't said anything about anybody's children. When Hassan said that somebody came to his door and was standing there, he didn't know who it was. I did a video and I took it. I took the video and I told him, this is not a diss video. I even said to him, this is why you should not put your children on, on the internet. I even said that to him. I said, I'm not dissing you. And I'm not, people were saying the little girl wasn't dressed. The little girl was dressed. She looked like she dressed herself. This is what little kids do. They have certain outfits. It'll be too small for them. And they'll love that outfit so good, and especially if it has a character on it. So I never said that, that he dressed the little girl and he was molesting his daughter. No, I never did that. But he came out, okay, when I'm finished, I'll look at it. But, he drug my son into this mess, into my mess. I've never allowed my son, to be in none of this mess. Even when he was a kid, my mess was my mess. I handled my own business. I handled everything myself. I always taught him to stay in the kid's place. And even now, if somebody does something to him and it's an adult, he will come to me and tell me to ask them to stop. He doesn't, he's not disrespectful to older people. He's not. He's really not disrespectful to anyone. So anyway, like I said, and I only did this because, I'm only saying this because, like I said, I'm just, I'm trying to make peace with everybody, not for friendship, not for friendship or anything, but for peace of mind as adults should do with other adults. And that's another thing that got me. I'm sick of people saying, oh, you went with Michael Edwards. Michael Edwards doesn't think for me. I don't think, Mike doesn't think for me. He doesn't try to think for me. And, you know, he doesn't speak to me and speak to me about other people. We talk about so many things, and I laugh. And I'll be honest, when they put stuff up, I do laugh. But hey, I can laugh because that's what people do. People laugh. So people laugh. People do laugh. And it is what it is. People laugh. And I'm a laugher. I will laugh. If I see something there, I'm going to laugh. Doesn't mean I agree with it. I just laugh. It's some things, I've seen other people do that I laugh at. So accusing me of these things is crazy. It's crazy. Them are just there. And like I said, anybody have a problem with me, speak on it. But long as you're respectful, I am. And being respectful to me is not including my children. I don't even post pictures of my grandchildren up anymore. Any pictures that are posted up are not posted by me. It's posted by their parents. I just don't do it. I don't see the need. I don't see the need for it because these people they start talking about other people. They start talking about people's children and stuff. And I'm diehard. I ride hard for my children. I ride hard for my children, and I ride hard for my dear mother. So I don't touch those things, and I expect those things not to be touched in regards to me and to me with my mother. So, strictly hip hop. Like I said, I'm getting ready to end this because I have to go to and yes, Max, you understand. Michael was there from the beginning, and that was yes, and that's why I don't post the pictures. Strictly hip hop because they will post them. Somebody said that nonsense that Hassan keeps saying, me and my son don't get along. Of course, when you have a young person in your house, and especially young people today, if you don't agree with what they say, you got a problem with them. But I didn't give a damn. If my son did something I thought was not right, I spoke on it. And if he didn't, but our relationship is good. And someone also mentioned in the comment section that they didn't understand why is it every time he got mad with me. I don't know. It might have been you, Strictly Hip Hop. I don't know. But mentioned why is it he only talks about me and my son. You know why it is? He only talks about the relationship of me and my son. It's because that's all he can talk about. I don't have a past. I don't have a history. I'm not like most of the people who were in the chat. I didn't live in public housing. I don't have a problem with public housing, but I never lived in public housing. I always lived in a house. My parents owned a house. I grew up living in a house. My parents' house. I went to a private school. I graduated high school. I went to college. I have a degree, which I never tell anybody. I have certification in drug abuse and alcohol, abuse. I have a certificate in that, but I never tell anybody that because it's immaterial to me. I've never used it, but I do have certification in this. I've been to college. I'm 3 credits away from having a college degree if I choose to go back. So these are the things that people don't know about me, but they want to assume because one person said something about me that they want to assume that they know me. They want to assume that everything about me they know when they don't. Please, they don't. I don't, I don't do it. I don't knock people who live in public housing. I lived in a high-rise building, but the high-rise building I live in was always private housing. So I've always lived in private housing. But my best friends, some of my best friends, have lived in public housing. That assume is assume. Yes, ass. When you assume, you become an ass. So yeah, so if that bothers people, there's nothing they know about me other than that little tirade that Hassan had with me. And when they bring that up, and like I said, when you say my son, you know, and I've had someone say something very foul and very vulgar and nasty to me, but that's even the here, the there. Like I said, I can prove all of it, but why would I? I'm past all of that now. I'm past that. I'm an adult, and I have contact with a lot of younger people because I have granddaughters, twin granddaughters who are about to be 17. So I'm trying to encourage the children to finish school, do well, go get a trade, and go to college. Those types of things. And I can't do that if I'm battling with these YouTubers who are on there, who are always on conspiracy theories, which, I don't believe in all of them, but because I feel like life is not a conspiracy. Everything in life is not about conspiracy and stuff. So, you know, everything is bad. I just go on. I listen to it. Some things are true and they ring true. And sometimes I hear those things and I'm like, well, let me check this out. But like as far as following up and stuff, like I said, in our communities, we have so much more that we need to be working with each other and trying to get ideas from each other so that we can clean up these communities. And certain people are not good, even though they're black. They're not good for the black community. When you got people saying that higher education is a trap, no, higher education is not a trap. The more you learn, the more you earn, and that's how I was taught. My parents didn't. They're a product of the Jim Crow South. My dad only went to 3rd grade. My mother only went to 5th grade. And my grandmother never stepped foot in a school. Neither one of my grandmothers ever stepped foot in a school. But they always taught us the importance of an education. And it's true what they say. I have never worked a minimum wage job in my life. I'm retired now. I've never worked a minimum wage job. I work part-time sometimes, and I still don't work a minimum wage job. So working a minimum wage job, you leave yourself open to being insulted the way that lady at the Burger King was. I thought that was vile and I thought that was very nasty. That was so uncalled for. And yes, I did do a video, and yes, I said he should apologize. And I still think he should apologize. Now, does he have to apologize? No. Will he take my word? No. But I do believe he needs to apologize. And those people who follow him, I would think that you were more for him if you, that I would think that if you're following him, you would sit down and tell him. And no, you don't have to do it in public. But I would think you would have to say, oh, he's a grown man. He says what he wants. No, sometimes we got to tell people. Because like I tell you all along, sometimes I go to the deep end. I black out. I go over the edge. I will get you. And like I said, if you mess with mine, ain't for 2 things that can get me upset and get me ready to come after you. And that's if you talk about my dear mother who's been dead damn near 40 years and my children, my son and my grandchildren. My children, those are who I will come after you for. I will ride to the end of the earth to get you when it comes to my children. And the more you learn, I'll say it again, young people, the more you learn, tell your young people, the more you learn, the more you earn. You know, I've earned a lot of money. I've had a decent living. You know, I'm not rich. I'm not rich. I've never been rich, and I don't claim. You know, it is what it is. Strictly hip hop. I've made myself and my sister. We have made a good living. My sister graduated college with a degree in communications. She was a social worker, but she has a degree in degree in communication, and she retired from working 40 years as a as a social worker. And we learned. We went to school and we learned. My sister had a trade. She went, and after she got her trade, she worked for a while and put herself through school. So, but anyway, it's just crazy because I don't want anybody to think I'm weak or I'm begging for friendships. No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to make peace. Hopefully, I can work with other people and we can get some ideas and put these ideas out in the communities where we can get our community back to where it used to be, because the black um, and and you know, I will strictly hip hop. I'm getting ready to end this now, but I so we can get out here and get some ideas about getting our communities back together, because you can't get the community back together until you get that crazy element. There's a that element that is teaching the you know that element where that is teaching the kids, oh, don't go to school and stuff. You can't teach the kids that. And we need strong black men. We don't need these men who glorify in the glory days, if you want to call them glory days, of the 1980s and the crack epidemic. And I do want to say this. I did a thing on gentrification. The gentrification of the projects has begun. Gentrification has the meaning when things are renovated to make them compatible and bring them up to middle class standards. The gentrification of the projects is not like the gentrification of Harlem, where the whites, and anybody who knows the history of Harlem, because my grandmother used to live in Harlem. I had relatives in Harlem, and a lot of people say, oh, who is she? She's not connected to New York. I've had people I've got relatives all over the United States. My grandmother used to live in Harlem. If you know anything about Harlem, years ago, white people, when the people came up from the South, the Harlem was those tenements were filled with white, European Jewish people, mixture of nationalities. Then they took flight, went to the suburbs. Now they want to come back because the city is convenient, and yes, an Italian too, and immigrants. It was an immigrant hamlet. It's a village, and then these people got up and they left. They did the white flight out of the community, and they did. Now they want to come back. But the gentrification of the housing projects there's going to be no more $200 rents with everything included. They've already done it here in New Jersey. Public housing tenants pay for their own heat. Some pay for their own lights, and their rents are more than $200. I mean, they're still affordable, but they're not $200. So, like I said, I've got to go, and I'm going to end it on that. And I just want people not to have the misunderstanding. No, I don't want your friendship. I don't want anybody's friendship that I was in there with. I just want to make peace. And I thought, all right, I got to go. My cousin's here.